everyone? Doing the weekly outlook. So posting it a bit later. I got kind of busy yesterday, so didn't have a chance to get the video out yesterday. So getting it out today. Today is Tuesday, the 29th of November. So coming into the last few days of November, such a good month. It's been such a good month. So many clean, easy trades, especially when looking back at like October. October was pretty boring and slow overall on a lot of the pairs. Not as much opportunity in the market, kind of messy in October, but November has been just amazing. Really, really clean, easy trades across the market. Just really nice movement. So hopefully we can see that continue into December and then, of course, into the new year. So first things first, AUD CAD. I shared this buy setup that I was looking at last week. This has since gone on to do a 1 to 8.7 for about 220 pips, a little bit over that. Currently looking for possible sells from here. But before I get into that, last week I did say, looking for sells, it never gave. And then looking for sells again, it never really gave. Just really no clean price action. So I've just let my position run. I did close a little bit of profit here yesterday. Yesterday, Sunday actually, sorry. And as price did break below 0.9 thousand, so I secured a little bit of profit. Otherwise, since then, I've let most of my position run. So this is running around, like I said, an 8.7. Guys, you don't need a lot of trades. I think this is a really good example to start off with, is you don't need a lot of trades. You get 2 or 3 of these in a month across 5, 6, 7 pairs. You only need 1 or really 2 or 3 of these actual trades, and you can have a 15 to 20% plus month. Obviously, it just comes down to catching them and hoping that they're within your time frames. Like, there have been many trades on my pairs that I trade that I've been looking for, and I've called in with my students, but they've played out in like Asia, which I don't trade Asia. I predominantly trade like London and New York. But they played out in Asia. An example of that would be like USD CAD from last week. This is another another buy setup I shared with the mentorship program last week. But the actual entry played out during Asia. So this is a 1 to 9. So between this and AUD CAD, that's almost 20%, 18 to 20%. That's 2 trades. You have a 400K account and you've just made, 20%. What is that? 40 grand, 80 grand. So yeah, if you're a 400K account, that's $80,000 you just made, right? Off of 2 trades using 1% risk. Like, you don't need a lot of trades. It's just a matter of getting in them and obviously understanding how to trade, which is why I'm here. So really clean setup here that I shared last week. It was also last week as well. I shared a buy setup, which also played out during Asia, which did around a 1 to 7 on GJ. So, I mean, just those 3 trades, that's 25 to 30%, give or take. So just goes to show, guys, you only need a handful of trades. Before I cover our pairs that we're looking at this week, there's a few things I want to bring to your attention regarding news. So coming into today, today being Tuesday, we do have some AUD news releasing during Asia, which is monthly CPI. So just be aware of that. Okay, going into Wednesday, we do have a lot of Euro news along with some USD news. Out of all of this, I really just want you guys to be aware of the inflation rate news coming out right before the London Open, the CPI news at the first 4-hour close at 4 a.m., along with more inflation news at the same time, along with CPI. And then we also have some GDP growth rate coming out at the New York Open for USD. On top of that, I want you guys to definitely be aware of the Fed Chair Powell speech. Anytime this guy talks, you need to be aware, because anything he says can and likely will move the market, okay? Going into later in the week, Thursday, a lot of Euro news through here. I don't really think any of this is really worth noting. This really shouldn't do much, to be honest. But we definitely want to be aware of on Friday, we do have NFP, which is non-farm payrolls, which is the biggest news release out of the US. It's always on the first Friday of every month. Okay, so just be aware of that. If you start to see a lot of manipulation and wicking leading into Friday, it's likely because of NFP, okay? Having a look at the charts. So I've been posting some setups in the public Discord already. There's a few that I'm looking for. So I'm actually looking for a possible sell hedge here on AUD CAD. What I would like to see is something like this on like the 2-hour, something like this. Just a lot of price action needed here, guys. And that's, of course, assuming it even does this. Of course, what could always happen is price could always see a move down and then respect like a 90.0800 or 90.05 and then continue higher. So I'm in no rush to jump into this. I want to see a lot of price action here. So probably going to be a tomorrow setup at the earliest. Tomorrow being Wednesday. Okay, but I'll post in the public Discord as we look for this. Otherwise, what I will be looking for is, like I said, a break and retest to go higher. If the sell setup does play out, it will be a risk-free hedge because we have the buy position running. Okay, so I'd be looking for something sort of like this to take this back down into 0.9 thousand level, which is a nice little 1 to 4. And then from there, we can see, is this going to respect this level and go higher, or is it going to end up breaking lower, and then we can see a full reversal on this pair. Okay, so we'll see what we get. I overall favor a move higher, but again, just because I favor an overall move higher doesn't mean we can't see a short-term sell into this level for a quick 5%, right? So we'll see what we get. But for now, a lot of price action needed. We'll come back to this later, and I'll post about this as it begins to line up throughout this week. Having a look at another pair, EuroCAD. I was looking for buys here this morning. It's actually played out since. I didn't really see anything clear in terms of an entry, so was watching for a buy here. Just didn't like what I saw. It is between zones. Okay, I do actually favor this to continue higher, which does give good confluence to AUD CAD continuing higher because they are correlated. But what I would like to see here, guys, is a pullback down into this 1.39400 sort of region, 200 region, and then from there, if I can get another test of structure, this could be a very, very clean buy from like here, for example, to take this right up into 1.4800, 1.41,000. That's an easy 6%. Okay. Now, of course, it is between zones, so it could go either way right now. So what we could also see is a move up into here to then respect 1.40800 to then sell it down into here, or even back down to 1.385, because we did break this level last week and we never really got like a proper retest. So we could see a move lower into this level and then a continuation higher, right? Because just because the pair is overall very bullish doesn't mean we can't get these short-term corrective moves, in this case, which would be sell positions, right? So again, a sell position from like up here, should this even play out or line up, something like this would be a nice little 1 to 5, 1 to 6, and if it breaks this level and comes back down to here, be a nice little 1 to 8, 1 to 9. So we'll see what we get. For now, this is definitely a pair that needs a lot of price action and something that we can come back to tomorrow on Wednesday. But I'll post about this in the public Discord as this begins to kind of line up, and I'll point you guys in the right direction as to what to sort of wait for, okay? Next one, AUD USD. So I'm actually looking for possible sells from here. I actually do favor a move higher, if I'm being honest, but based on how I trade and the kind of rules that are in place, I am looking for sells. What I would want to see here, guys, is I'd want to see like a move up here on either the 30-minute or the 1 hour to kind of give me more of a clear pattern. There is a 30-minute sort of M pattern forming here. If I can get like a triple top, maybe that will give a clear sell, with the first area of interest being down in here. So something sort of like 0.658. So again, that's a nice little 1 to 5. Now again, there's always two sides to every pair, right? There's the buy setup and there's a sell setup. If this does push higher but doesn't give the sell setup, then what we could always see is a break retest of that 0.672 to then push up into 0.68 thousand. So again, a lot of price action would be needed for this setup, but what if this does line up, what I would want to see target wise, like I said, would be 0.68 thousand, which is a nice little 1 to 3.5, 1 to 4 almost, but a lot of price action would be needed here. Okay, I'd want to see a clear break above and then a retest of this level, but if and when that begins to line up, I'll let you guys know. But for now, I am watching for the sell setup on this. Okay, another pair I'm looking at, Euro AUD. All right, let me go here, the 2 hour. So currently making a very clear higher time frame pattern at 1.53800. I am looking for buys from this level. What I'd like to see here is another test here on the 1 hour, maybe even on the 30-minute. If this was to give and be very, very clean, I'd be looking for clear patterns on either the 30-minute or the 1 hour, okay, for a buy off of this 1.53800. Now, I'm not saying that this thing is going to continue and just break higher, but I do see at least a move into 1.54 sort of 500 region, which is about 90 to 100 pips, or even back up into 1.55 500, because we did break this level yesterday and we haven't done like a full proper retest. So that could be a nice little, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, depending on entry and stop loss exactly, but still worth watching. Okay, so if this begins to line up today, I'll be posting about it to what to look for in the public Discord. But for now, a good amount of price action is still needed here. Okay. Another pair that I'm looking at, actually quickly before I move on, of course, like I said earlier, there's always two sides to every pair, right? So if this doesn't actually line up and give that buy setup, then what we could always see is a move down to retest 1.538 and then take this thing lower, which could be a really big sell. Like this is a big level. If it breaks this level, we could see a big move down into like 1.525. You know, that's a nice little, like what would this be? This would be a nice little 150 pip move, give or take. So, but for now, like I said, favoring the buy setup. So watching this, and I'll update you guys. The next pair I'm interested in is USD Swiss. I was looking for sells from here. Obviously, nothing is played out here. So what I'm looking for, really not much here, guys. I'm looking for a pull down or a push up. Either way, not too interested in this pair right now. All last week, I was posting about buys and stuff. Well, it's actually played out. Nothing really clean for me in terms of entries, unless you're on like the very, very low time frames. But it did come back down, retest here, 0.94 thousand, and then took off from there. I mean, just goes to show how powerful these zones I have are. Very, very powerful, very, very accurate. So as this begins to line up, you know, what I would be looking for, like I said, is a pull down into here to do this for that buy setup. But still a bit of price action needed. So I'll come back to this and I'll post about it in the public Discord. But of all setups lining up on this is what I do favor. Okay, but for now, just more needed. And then Euro JPY posted this morning that I was looking for a possible sell, possible buys. I quite don't like that setup anymore. Nothing is given so far. I'm staying away from this pair for now. Kind of messy. Not really interested. As this begins to clear up, I will update. Okay, but for now, there's a lot of clean setups lining up. AUD CAD, you know, Euro CAD. If this can pull up or pull down. AU is definitely something to look at today, along with EA, something to look at today as well. All right. So that's it for now, guys. All right. Mentorship enrollment is still open for the month of December. You guys know I give signals and updates on all my pairs, which are all 6. I'll actually be doing an extra 2 to 3 pairs. That way I can help you guys, if you are in the mentorship program, help you guys with more signals, more trades, more profit to learn, earn, and of course get those challenges and accounts passed if you're looking to get funded before the new year. All right, so enrollment is open if you'd like to join. All the links are in the public Discord. Otherwise, that's it for now, guys. I'll update in the Discord as we get more price action.